Okay, this is Discord. Now you can see my Discord has a lot more channels than your guys' probably do at the moment. You may end up having more, or, probably not. On the right here, you see all the people that are in the current server with you. Now, a server is each one of these. Now, if you see a white dot on the left side, then you know that there is a new message in there. Now, you can go in there and see what it is, and the new message is going to be under here. Obviously, you're only going to care about this one right now, I assume. You'll also notice there will be a white dot to the left of each channel that has a notification behind it. Now, these channels that have hashtags, those are text channels, which means that somebody types in there, or you type in there. Anybody types in there. Now, if you have the audio symbol, that is a voice channel. And to join a voice channel, all you do is click it. Now you're going to see connecting, voice connected. Once your voice is connected, you're going to be able to talk in here. Now you can either set up voice activated like I have, or you can have a push to talk key. Let's go ahead and leave, by the way. That's that little phone with an X right there that you just saw. Now this will look different on mobile, and I'll try and walk you through that a bit later, but it's going to be more difficult as I don't have a visual display of that. But these are your user settings down here. You go into here and you can go into voice and you can choose what audio device for input and output, as well as voice activated or push to talk. If you do go to push to talk, you're going to need to set up a push to talk key. You'll also need to choose how long to wait after releasing the key to stop broadcasting. And that's so that way if you get a little jumpy with your release, you still get your last few seconds in there. However, if you put that too long, you could be putting through stuff you didn't mean to. I personally like the echo cancellation, noise suppression, and automatic gain controls to be turned on. I enable the high quality service because I like my voice to be better and I have high internet. But if you have a low internet speed, you may want to turn that off. Personally, I keep this part off as I don't find it useful. I don't want it messing with my sound settings. But that's just me personally. You can also do video if you're one of the 40% that they've now rolled out to. Your overlay, I wouldn't worry about it. Your keybinds, I also wouldn't worry about it. Notifications are important though. You want to choose how long your AFK timeout is, so when you leave the app or close it, it'll go to your phone if you have that set up. I also recommend having these off. It can get quite annoying if you're in a high population Discord group, like ours can be at times. And I recommend to have all of these on. That's pretty much all you need to know about the settings, I think. If you want to link your Skype to it, you can go to connections, and I obviously have my streamer mode enabled. I'm going to go ahead and disable that real quick. That means it recognized that I was recording, so it's hiding my personal information. But you can go to connections, and go ahead and click your Skype button here, log in, and you'll be able to sync your friends straight to Discord. Alright, so that's pretty much that. Here's your account info. If you haven't made an account, please make an account, register your email, and validate it. If you don't do that, every time you log into Discord, you're going to have a new Discord account, and it's going to make my life hell, and yours probably a little bit, but mostly mine. So please. Now, we'll show you the at messaging. This is to get someone's attention. So if I want to talk to Dragonall specifically, my co-player, Michael, so let's say I just want to say hi to him. Now when I send that, it's going to pop up on his screen, all highlighted in yellow. Now let's see if I can find someone talking to me, right here. You see how it's highlighted in yellow like this? This lets me know this was to me, and it also sent me a notification saying someone was talking to me. It does a ping sound, which only works if you have those things on I showed you. Now Michael's going to talk to me back, because he has no idea I'm making a video, so I apologize, Michael, but I'm going to ignore you right now. Now, you'll see there's different channels. Let's show you the different channels real quick. There's an announcements channel, which is only used by the leadership to message everybody to let them know something's going on that needs their attention. Now, I would extremely recommend not muting this channel. Do not have this channel muted, or it's going to make things difficult for leadership. And there we go. Oh, he did actually know this is for the video. Look at that. But you'll see it here, it's pinged me, and it's let me know that he's talking to me. That's why it popped up in the corner. And you'll see that there's now a red 1. That red 1 means someone is talking directly to you, or in a group that you are associated with. Meaning either Blades, Axes, Leadership, or Admin. Or everyone. Now, everyone's are only to be used, if you look at the rules, are only to be used for emergencies. We don't want everyone being pinged non-stop. Now, like I said, we're going to ignore him, but I did get rid of that notification. I should have, however, shown you that it turned red over here, instead, like, over here rather, just like this one is. This is saying someone's talking to me over here. Now, let's move on to direct messaging. At the top left, you'll see direct messages. Now, this is where you can talk to any person you choose that you are in a group with. So, say I wanted to talk to Army of 2 for some reason. I type Army, I see Army of 2, I click that. Now I don't actually have a desire to talk with him right now because we're in the middle of this, or I could have just clicked here because I've already spoken to him before. Now, if I wanted to just specifically talk to Dragon, Michael, and not let anybody else see it, this is private, you just go ahead and talk in here. Now, there is no reason to @ him. You can @ him if you wish, but it will do nothing different than just sending him a private message. He will get notified either way because it is just going to him and in private. Now, let's say that we want to give somebody a role. This may not be for all of you, but for leadership, it might be helpful. Now, you right-click on someone and say, Apollo just became council. I go to roles, and I click leadership, and if I clicked that, he would become red. Now, I'm not going to, but if he did, it would become red, and he would get this leadership section like I have. Okay, now there's also the kick and the ban feature, another thing leadership has access to, but a lot of them don't know how to use. So this is another thing that you can do here. You can also block someone specifically from you, say you don't want to hear from this person, you don't like this person, whatever the reason, you can hit block. They won't be able to talk to you anymore. You can also hit mute if you're in a voice chat and this guy's spamming the chat or his mic's terrible and you just don't want to hear from him anymore. Alright. Hi, Michael. But anyway, you can add notes about him, send him messages. Mention them will automatically put the @ for their name there. Or you can just type @ and the first letter and find it. Or if he's talked recently, just type the @. You can also mention admins, leadership, blades, or axes if you just want to talk to specific people or you want to get their attention. So, say something's going on and you need someone from leadership. You do @leadership and everyone in leadership is going to get notified about that message. Alright. And you can also change their volume up and down independently per person. That way if one person's too loud and one person's too quiet, you can fix that issue. Now let's go to muting different channels. Say that you're just not all that into trading, so you don't want to see the trade. You click the little mute button, and the trade is now muted. Now, if you click it again, you will unmute it. Say you don't like our Discord at all, and I hate you, but I mean, say you don't like our Discord at all. You can mute the entire server. You can also do hide muted channels. If you hide muted channels, you'll see that the channels I muted, they're now gone. I don't see them anymore. They no longer exist. That means you don't care about them at all, even to look at them for a second. I, once again, don't recommend that, but you're welcome to do it. And server mute will mute every channel in here. That way, you never get notifications. I really hope no one does that, but you can. This is also notifications. You can mute it here, or not. You can mute everyone's or at here's, so that way you don't get spam from those. However, they aren't used in this Discord for spam, so I recommend keeping that on. And you can mute individual channels. You can mute it for nothing, you can mute it for mentions, you can just straight mute it, or you can do all notifications, that means. So like this means you get everything. This means you'll get only when people at you. This means you'll get nothing, and this is essentially the exact same thing as nothing. Alright, that makes that pretty easy. Moving along. If you're running your own group someday, you are able to go into the server configurations. In here, you can name the group, choose what server it's being hosted on, which is really far from me, but anyway. Create your AFK channel. Choose how long people have to be inactive before it moves them from the voice channel to the AFK room. Choose where your welcome messages go. I created a welcome messages channel. You can also choose the default notification settings. Now, I choose all messages because I want people to get notified when people are talking so people can communicate and build relationships. However, if this place gets really crazy someday, I might end up changing it to only mentions. I don't think that'll be an issue, but it could happen someday. Now, moderation will say what level of verification do you need to join here. It's currently unrestricted. I've been debating on making it verified just to make life easier, but that hasn't happened yet. There is an explicit content filter. Thanks to Tickle My Uncle, this has been turned on. We won't go into that story, but you can ask around and find the information if you really like. But anyway, it currently scans all the mentions all of the messages sent from members, and make sure that there's no pornographic pictures associated with it or anything else that could get us into trouble. These are the roles. Now, the roles basically choose what you are and aren't allowed to do on Discord. And you'll see that the axes and blades are set up exactly identical, but leadership has a lot more powers. It turns on the kicking rights and the banning rights, the changing of nicknames, and such of that sort. And admin, which is my role, has everything enabled, such as life of an admin. This is where I could integrate things if, say, I had a Twitch or YouTube partnership. It really doesn't apply to Tribal Wars. It does to some other groups, and you may use that in a different group someday. Now, emojis. I have created different emojis in order to allow the server to use these. So if you were to type colon and whatever word is here, colon, you would get this picture. Now, we mostly use this in trading, and it's really just for fun. There's no real benefit to it, but moving along. This is where you can see all the members, which, once again, only leadership and above will have access to this. Same with invites and bans. I think that pretty much concludes this video. If I have missed anything or you have any other question, no, it is not. I lied. I apologize. Let's go ahead and show you guys how to react. You can go to find the perfect emoji here, in other words, reaction, on anybody's message, and put a little symbol. You can also, if you're an admin or leadership, delete other people's messages. You can pin them to the top, which this is pinned messages, which there isn't anything here, but I'm not sure if I've done this yet, so let's go ahead and do it. Now, you can go ahead and view the pinned message here. Now this is so if this gets long, this goes back to the top. Really, it's not necessary in rules, but in announcements, there could be something that is important that we need to pin. Maybe that, who knows. But for the moment, it's clean enough to where that's not an issue. And it should remain mostly clean, as I'm going to try and keep it clean. But always check for pinned messages, and you can also set a thing right here. You see how it says announcements, and then right here there's another announcements. This is the topic line, and you can write what the channel is for in the topic line. Anyway, I hope this is helpful. Don't forget, you can also delete your own messages. Admins can delete anyone's, but each person can delete their own. You can also edit your message and add a reaction to your own by right-clicking on it. Anyway, I hope this is helpful. Sorry for the spamming Skype in the background, and hope this helps. Thanks.